See this? Okay. All right. So I'm trying to make it too formal interview. The Wild Northwest. The album to me, because I live in the United States West, seems very like Western movies and West. So was your idea? I know it's the west coast of Norway, but it was kind of to have that free feeling of just kind of wild and free and.
Yeah, we kind of try to illustrate the landscape and the atmosphere of where we're coming from, and it was kind of like a storytelling and kind of like how things have pretty much kept the same for generations out there, and so it was kind of trying to paint that landscape. But as you mentioned, we also like to use some references to a lot of things, a lot of music history, and also like from movies. So for kind of with the title and everything, it was very inspired by the spaghetti western thing.
Yeah. The cover very much reminded me of like Ennio Morricone and,
oh yes,
and all of that.
We kind of wanted to take our Norwegian take on that, but when we started with the cover, I actually gave the designer a lot of Morricone stuff and all that kind of with the music, and also the illustrations, a lot of the Clint Eastwood movies and stuff like that. So we wanted something along that.
I felt, and I saw both the live stream of the movie, and then also the visual thing you had was Solstafir.
Yeah.
So I saw both those, which were amazing.
Thank you.
I like the. It seemed like both of them you wanted to tell stories. So were you thinking, like you said, like a movie kind of in your head of progression and?
Yeah, and I always wanted to do that because I think when we make lyrics, it's not just like find a lyric for a song. We try to tell a whole story about something and connect the song. So I always kind of visualize this and see it like a movie in my head when I write it. So this time we were fortunate enough to actually get a producer that wanted to do something as crazy as making a movie to the music. So it was a very, very good creative feeling for us to work like that.
Yeah. I noticed the show like last night. There was lots of fire and pyrotechnics. I was in the front row. I got some good photos, but it was funny when it first went off. Everyone was kind of jumping back. Yeah. The audience was surprised.
Yeah.
That was great. It brought I don't know, an atmosphere of like kind of danger to it. I don't know if that's.
Yeah, he's the fire minister in the band.
I think this is the use of pyro is much more like for festivals 20 years ago. Many bands used it, but not so many these days. So it's kind of cool to pick up, use the flames and the bombs and stuff. You see, I think that's the only band on Inferno.
Yeah.
With the pyros, which is quite amazing. For like 20 years ago, it would be like 4 or 5 or 6 bands bringing the pyro. So, and I think it's cool. It's both retro and it adds stuff to the show.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, I thought that too because I've seen concerts for a long time, and I liked it was like a big production. Like how concerts used to be. And which also why kind of leads into is the reason why you did the Rolling Stones painted black. I love the Rolling Stones. I don't know if you're big fans of them or just
like them
this song.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's. I'm more interested in old rock music than extreme metal. Actually, it's like, of course, I love a lot of extreme metal, but for me, the fascination has always been from the late '60s stuff when everything started with the Rolling Stones. I love the Beatles, especially the early Alice Cooper stuff and things like that. So. And as we get older, I can tend always to seek back to that kind of music, and I think it's so stupid when people say that there's no like link between rock music and extreme metal. For me, it's the same thing, It's just different sounds and different takes to it. And when we picked up that song and started to play it, it felt completely natural, like a Vreid song to do, And I was kind of surprised it had some of the same chords as the Solvær song that we have, and it just felt completely natural for us to do that. And I think that's it's broadening our creative process to go back and kind of see inspirations there.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that because I like rock and punk and metal, so I think it's nice when they can all be brought together, in kind of a sound. Related to bring a whole of everything, your soccer affiliation. You did something with the soccer league.
Sorry.
Football.
Football. Soccer.
Yeah. So I'm guessing you're all big fans because you had like a cooperative thing, or they were wearing your shirts.
Yeah.
The football.
Yeah, we are huge soccer fans, and Jørn even he's played a match for that team. So
many years ago, though. But still, we had good relations with the club. We're from the place. The Songl is very small, and the people in the club, the coach and the director and stuff is personal friends of us. So, and it came like it was their idea, but of course we didn't say no when they proposed to put the band logo on the shirt, which is quite cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, and I think it's just a cool thing to do. It like in Corona and now in the pandemic, people are sitting around doing nothing. We try to like do some live streams, produce the beer, do the shirt thing, and like get excitement into like interest in the band more or less.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things we've done the last 2 years, which has brought a lot of publicity to the band. So
yeah, I'm a big football fan. Well, in the U.S. we call it soccer, yes, I like football a lot better than American football. I don't like American football at all. So I only watch soccer. So that's why I asked about that. I would like to see a live match in Europe sometime.
That's and we kind of course follow Norwegian teams, but also in Norway people are extremely interested in English football. We've been, since we were small kids, that's been a main interest. You know, when I was 6 years old, it was all about Liverpool and Kiss. So I guess that was the two major things.
So I know you probably have some other tours, maybe shows coming up. I don't know, I should ask what else you have going on now that things are opening up a little bit.
Yeah, we're actually going the next weekend to Germany, play a Ragnarok Festival, which is the first show abroad since the pandemic. And we're doing a lot of big festivals this summer. We're playing Copenhagen and Hellfest and stuff like that. So that's summertime will be festivals, and then we're going to do a Norwegian tour again in autumn, and we hope in 23 that we can do a full European and US tour as well again. It's been a while. So.
Yeah, I've never seen you in the US, so my first time was yesterday.
Yeah, okay.
And I wasn't sure I'd even get to, like everyone with Corona, I had tickets for 2 years to come here, and it was like they weren't going to let other countries, US come, and so I was glad to finally to get here and see you. I don't have a lot of questions. I like to do short interviews because it's more interesting. But I'm going to have you say your names on here, if that's okay.
This is Jarle from Vreid.
And I'm Jørn from Vreid.
And I'm Paula, Metal Fury. Thank you. Thank you for talking.